the first red of Pinotage, 2018 vintage, and Pinotage is, and like you all know, it is our unique South African variety. I think only really got famous in the last 20 or so years, even though it's been bottled for more than 50 years. And I think the beauty of us making Pinotage here in Constantia is it is quite a different climate, and we often talk about the climate. It's not making the wines better or worse. I think there's been a heightened awareness of regionality and expression in South Africa over the last 20 so years. I think there's other new world parts in the world, even old world areas that's become increasingly aware of expressing regionality in their wines. But it's something that's been quite big in South Africa over the last 20 years. Is to really not try to make wines as a South African winemaker in Constantia. We're not trying to copy anything from France or from America or from California, from Australia, but we really are trying to make something that's uniquely South African, and in a South African context, something that's very unique to Constantia. Where we are, if you look at a map, we're about 40 or 50 kilometers from the closest wine growing region. Durbanville to the northeast is about 50 km, and Stellenbosch to the east is about 60 kilometers. So we are quite far removed from other wine growing regions. So obviously that makes the region very unique, and we try to portray that. We try to show that when we bottle our wines. And we are the only people in Constantia making Sauvignon, making a Pinotage. So it is it's a unique South African variety. There are some of my fellow countrymen inland that's making some really stunning Pinotages. But where we are, like I said, being the only guys here in this unique climate, there's quite a great opportunity that we do have to really express that uniqueness where we are. So the wine, well, look, you're judging the wine. I mean, you guys, I understand that it's quite a knowledgeable crowd we have here. You also ask very, very technical questions. You probably know then that Pinotage is a cross it's a cross between Pinot Noir and Hermitage or Cinsault from the southern Rhone. Look at Pinot, it's a very light-skinned variety. Cinsault, equally light-skinned variety. And then you have the offspring, which is very dark in color. But it's been confirmed by University of California, Davis, that they've done some genetic tests, and they've confirmed that those are the two crossing parents. But yeah, so it is a variety with intense color. It's a very generous variety. Quite a modern take. If you take the flavor profile of the variety, it's often very modern. So so you often get a lot of ripe red fruit, that's strawberry. And I know jamminess is often negative when you speak about wine, but for me, that strawberry jam character is actually positive in Pinotage. You often get a very ripe red fruit character, black fruit, ripe plums that you find in the Pinotage. So this is the 2018. We're actually bottling the 2020 next week. So yeah, so we're just getting ready for the new vintage. So yeah, so very generous. And then, but the beauty is what we find here in Constantia is, like I did say, it's a very generous variety. Often lots of fruit on the palate and very bold, aggressive tannins. What we find here in Constantia is that you get the typical that sort of red fruit and sort of ripe, very ripe profile on the nose. But often more restrained on the palate, So the tannins are not that aggressive. It's a lot more refined and a lot more elegant on the palate. And that's not winemaking. That's purely just because what we get here because of our unique location.